My name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking, and right now we are going to learn how to channel. This is the exact same process that I used the very first time I was channeling, and I realized later that it wasn't this great idea that I had had. It was actually something that Metatron was channeling to me, or some other guide was coaching me to do. Although I didn't hear any words, I didn't sense that anyone was telling me to do anything. I just thought I was having a great idea, a creative idea. So this process, well, Metatron says, are you ready for your first lesson in channeling? This is not like the end all be all of channeling. This is like step number one in learning how to channel. So there are 5 steps that Metatron has provided. Step number 1, check your energy. How are you feeling? Are you angry? Did you just get in a fight with somebody? Are you sad? Are you frustrated? Are you hungry? Don't try to do this when you're not at your best. Don't try to do this when your vibration is lowered, because it's going to be harder or impossible to connect from that state. Just going to say this. If you try to connect to the spiritual realm when you are in a lowered vibration, so you're pissed off or something, that low vibration that you are then reaching out into the spiritual world, you're going to connect with another entity that is of that same vibration. So you do not want to do this when you're not in the right space. And I'm not trying to say that to scare you, because it's not a scary thing. It's not something that's going to hurt you. It's just that if you were to do that, you're going to get a trickster energy. You're going to get an energy that's trying to pretend they are an angel or a guide that's speaking to you in your best interest, and they're not. So it's not going to, so like I said, it's not scary. It's not harmful. It's just going to give you bad information. Nobody wants that. So check your energies, number 1. He says, if your vibration is low, it will be harder to hear us. If you feel led, clear your energy first, or you can light sage or Palo Santo briefly, just to clear out your space if you want to do that. Ooh, I have a candle I could have lit, but I'll just gonna mentally clear them out right now. Okay, so step number 2. Make sure you are somewhere quiet, free from talking or television or other audible distractions. So, and I unfortunately do this all the time, but I'll be sitting like in my living room and my kids will be playing and they're like on their tablets and there's just a lot of noise. And if I'm trying to channel, it's just really bad. It's just really hard to connect. Then I go somewhere that's totally quiet. I go take a shower. Man, I can channel in the shower like nobody's business because it's quiet. There's no distractions, just me and my thoughts. So you can do this when you're taking a bath. You can do this when you're just somewhere where there's not other people talking and there's not electronics yapping at you. All right, so you got those 2 down, right? So this activity, this is how we do this, okay? You need a pen or something to write with, and you need like some paper, okay? So pause this video, go get something to write with, go get something to write on, and then as soon as you find it, come back, okay? So just pause this. I had to go grab mine ahead of time. Okay, so everybody ready now? You got your pen or your pencil or whatever, and you got something to write on? You can technically type this into your phone, but it is not as effective initially as writing. So there's something, and I think he said something about it here. Gosh, I don't know if he did. He has told me before that there is something about the process of writing that activates a certain portion of our brain that is the same portion of our brain that gets activated for channeling, which makes sense, right? Because it's the creative process, right? All those writers that channel angels, that's how that's happening. It's because it's the same route. So we want to activate that. So number 4, we kind of talked about this, but not really. Know who you are channeling. Archangels and ascended masters have the best information available for you, but in the beginning, it is perfectly fine to channel a star being guide too, which is what I did. It was easier for me to connect to my extraterrestrial or star being guide versus an archangel. So you just want to pick who you want to work with. They are happy to work with you. So you can just say, Jesus, if that's who you want to work with, Jesus, may I please channel you? Or you just fill in the name of another experienced guide. So if you're not sure who to pick, Archangel Gabriel. Ho, he likes this. Oh my gosh, he's here. I guess he's always with me because he's one of my guides, but I just never talk to him. And it's actually, I should say her because she gives off a feminine energy for me. Yeah. Hi. Okay. Her energy is like here. Anyways, so Archangel Gabriel is the angel of communication and channeling. She is they are a very good choice to pick, and they don't care if you refer to them as male or female, Gabrielle, Gabrielle. They don't mind. They know who you're talking to. But this guide, it makes sense that she's here now that I think about it. She is the one that I originally channeled when I first did this exact exercise. So she's really easy to talk to, obviously, right? That's her job. Really easy to communicate with, just very accessible. Very not archangel. I mean, none of the archangels behave like archangels. They all behave like your best friend, basically. So go ahead and just say who you want to pick right now. So whatever guide, may I please channel you. I'm going to say Metatron. May I please channel you. And now, the meat of this, Metatron has given us 5 questions that we're going to go through one at a time. He says, I want you to write the question down first. Then immediately write the answer. Then after we do that, we're going to move on to the next question, and then we'll write that one down, and then you immediately write your answer, right? So the process of us writing the question kind of primes the pump, so to speak, in your brain, kind of gets your brain ready, connects to that channel, and then while you're writing that question, the answer kind of just pops in your head, and that first thing that you hear, that's what you want to write down. It does not matter what language you do this in. When you get the answer in your head, you are going to think you made it up, and that is fine. He says, just humor me and stick with the first answer that you hear. You can write down things that you see and that you feel as well, but the point of this exercise truly is for channeling, so we're not really trying to tap into clairvoyance or clairsentience or claircognizance or anything else. We're trying to just listen and see what we hear. And I should say, I keep saying you're trying to hear things. You are most likely not going to, quote, hear anything. Most likely. Some people do. Sometimes I do. Not always. Sometimes it literally sounds like he's right here and he's talking to me, but most of the time, it's in my head. It sounds like a thought. He is in my thoughts. So because of that, it makes it very hard for people to distinguish whether they are channeling an entity or whether they're just thinking. And this is the brain block that we all have to channeling. So he says, Jennifer, is going to do this with you. You saw I have my pen and my paper. Okay, the way the questions are written, I used the word spirit guides, and I just want to explain that before we get into the questions. So I use the phrase spirit guide. When I use those words, I am referring to both archangels and ascended masters and star beings who guide you. So I'm referring to the upper echelon of the spiritual world, the ones that you want to communicate with when you need the most accurate answer. So, and I wrote down here, just to be clear, all of the questions are asking, oh, I don't know why I wrote that. So when I do these questions, I kind of phrase them using the words I, but it's not about me, it's about you. So I'll just make sure you're answering for you, and then I'll answer for me, okay? So are you ready? You got your stuff? Let me get my pen, let me get my pad. And remember, we are writing down the question first, and then we're going to answer it, okay? Question number 1. How many spirit guides do I have? How many spirit guides do I have? Just write first answer that comes to your mind. If for some reason you need more time on these questions, you can pause the video. Otherwise, I'm going to go right on to question number 2. Question number 2. Which spirit guide is trying to contact me the most? Which spirit guide is trying to contact me the most? Okay, so that was weird because I had an answer and then I was told no. So then I listened better and I did the other one, and that's a yes. Okay. Number 3. What are 3 of my spirit animals? What are 3 of my spirit animals? What are 3 of my spirit animals? So just rattle off what you heard. Boom, boom, boom. What surprised me about doing this just now is I just named, well, I'll tell you what I wrote. I wrote fox, tiger, snake. And I've never seen my fox spirit guide. I know I have one. I was not aware of a tiger or a snake. So I'm not really sure where that came from. But whatever animals you just wrote down, sometimes our spirit guides that are animals are, how do I phrase it? Spirit animals. Sometimes our spirit animals are with us for our entire lifetime. And other times they come as teachers for us for a certain season of our life or a certain moment in our life. So right now, and this is what this is, yeah, okay, so that's what he's saying. So right now, I need the wisdom for where I am in my life, from what's going on with me personally. I need the wisdom of the fox, the tiger, and the snake. So what I can do and what you can do later, not right now. Let me do it right now for myself so I can think of how to phrase it. So I will Google these things because I don't know what every spirit animal teaches right off the top of my head. So you can put in, let's just do tiger maybe? I don't know. Tiger spirit animal is what I'm going to Google. Let's see what comes up, if it's anything useful. The tiger possesses, and I'm just reading off of Google, the tiger possesses a winning combination of strength, beauty, independence, and shrewd perception. The tiger spirit animal inspires you to become the master of your domain, whether that's a field of knowledge, a skill, or even mastery over yourself in some way. So that's just the first thing that I read, but I could, dig deeper into these articles to see what a tiger comes to teach people. And you'll know. I mean, there's, you're going to come across like 20 different sets of information, but there's going to be one or two where you're like, ooh, that is what I'm going through right now. And so you are intuitively going to know which parts of their teachings apply to you right now. So this will be helpful for you to do that, just to get a little perspective on your life at the moment and get some help from the spirit world. Okay, we're going to go to question number 4. Question number 4. What is the one thing I should focus on right now? Number 4. What is the one thing? What is the one thing I should focus on right now? My answer actually surprises me. I don't even know what it's going for. The answer I heard immediately, just like a one-word answer, was timing. So that's interesting. So I'll have to ask about that later. Hopefully you got an answer that is something that you can figure out how to work on right away. And just use your intuition on it, he's telling me. You get the word and use your intuition, how it applies to you in this moment, right now where you're at. Let's do number 5. It's the last question. Number 5. Is it part of my soul contract to channel in this life? Is it part of my soul contract? Is it part of my soul contract to channel in this life? So this should just be a yes or a no question, theoretically. You might get more than that. If you got a yes to this question, congratulations. Channeling is challenging, but it's a rewarding gift. Keep practicing this method. This is the method that is like using your training wheels on your bike. So by writing it down and immediately answering, that is a good way for you to start channeling until you can start putting down the pen and paper and just start asking the question in your head and just being ready and able to receive it. If you want, if you're interested in getting kind of an extra boost to your channeling abilities, one of the services that I provide on orangelightenergy.com website is we have Metatron activations and we have angel activations. So the angel activations are designed to connect you with all of the archangels. the Metatron activation is designed to connect you with just Metatron. But either of those activations is it's going to line you up to make it easier for you to channel them if that is something that you are interested in. If you did this question number 5 and you're like, is it in my life plan? Is it in my soul contract to channel? And you got to know. Congratulations. There are other gifts that you have that you can and hopefully will use in this lifetime. Channeling is not the only one. You can still have that ability and not have it be part of your soul contract, or you can have it a little bit or have it not at all and be like, you know what? I really want that. I gotta know when I said, is this part of my soul contract? I gotta know, but I don't care. I really want to do that. That is good. That is okay. Say that to your spirit team. Say that, you know what? I think I heard you say no, but I really want to channel. Help me to channel. And if you tell them and you keep taking steps towards doing that, you will get there. Because I've personally experienced that where something has, and I actually got the answer during this very first activity when I did it all by myself. I was asking like, oh, is it, part of my soul plan to work in the astral realm? And they're like, nope. But I really wanted to do it. And I really kept looking for ways to do it. I kept taking action towards it. And they were like, you know what? This is free will. We honor it. This is something that is going to bring her joy. She's curious. She's enjoying this process. Yes, we're going to open this door. We weren't planning on doing it before she incarnated. But now that she's incarnated and she's making her own choices, that's fine. We want her to have an adventure. We want her to learn. We want her to be joyful. And they will open doors for you. But you gotta take steps towards it. And now, of course, I lost my place in all my notes. But let's see what else this got. Oh, also, if you got a no, let's say you got a no and you're like, that's fine. I don't really want to channel. It might be good for you to do a follow-up questions like, what gifts did I agree to use in this lifetime? And see if you can get an answer on that. See if you can help guide yourself with what you want to do. Yes. Okay. So are you guys surprised by some of your answers? Because I'm actually surprised by mine. Are you positive that you made it all up? Because when I did this activity, that very first time, without a doubt, as I was writing my answers, I was mocking myself. My ego in my head was mocking myself. You're so stupid. Why are you doing this? You're literally talking to yourself. This is what my thoughts were saying. You are talking to yourself. You are wasting time writing this down. You are talking to yourself. So that's what my ego told me. And I wrote down all my answers, and I was like, at the end, I kind of was like, oh, sigh. Like, I just really wish I could talk to my guides. Like, that's where I was at. So I was like, okay, put it away in my notebook. Didn't look at it for a long time. 6 months later, 8 months later, 9 months later, cracked open that book again and saw what I had asked and what was the answer. And oh my gosh, every single answer on there was correct. And my head exploded because I was 100% sure that I made it up. 100% sure that I was just making it up. And to be able to take a step back and to be talking to them now and to go back and be like, whoa, I do have this many guides. And yes, these are who my guides are. And I asked like really specific questions. I think I had like 10 questions, but all of them were spot on. And it was crazy. And I want that crazy moment for you. So I hope that whatever you wrote down, I hope that you save it. I hope you put it somewhere. And I hope that in 6 months, you crack it open and you take a look at it, and I hope it blows your mind like it blew my mind, because we all naturally have this ability to channel. The problem is that we don't realize it's not our thoughts. we are naturally connected to the angelic realm and the spiritual world. So this, I think, is everything that I have for you today. Yeah, this is everything I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you keep practicing it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.